Okay, we're back. Episode 3 of our whaler refit. In the first two, as you can see, I just kind of walked around the boat. I showed you what it looked like. After I completed all the body work, again, I wished I did an initial video. I'm going to try to put some photos in of what the boat looked like when I first got it. In this video, we're going to move forward. We want to get done with all the painting on the hull, so we can move inside and start getting everything done on the inside and be ready to order our new interior. Again, we're going to be going with a complete mahogany interior with bench seats and a low console. Going to keep it a skiff, back bays, rivers, stuff like that. So today I'm going to do on these final coats, this will be coat 3 and coat 4. I'm going to show you how I'm rolling and tipping. And I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. One, if you're, like I said, if you're learning how to do this and you want to figure out how to make a small boat like this seaworthy so you can get out and have a good time. I've never done it before until I started this boat. I've never painted a boat before. I've always had gel coated boats where I've been able to kind of wet sand them and bring them back with buff and wax, but I've never really taken a brush or roller to a boat. So this is my first journey through this. So kind of interested in your comments on if I'm doing something wrong, I could do something better, if I'm on the right track. I feel like I am because the results look pretty good so far. And I'm really hoping that I get some more comments on this one and the other videos, because I'm learning too as I go, and that's part of the fun here for this kind of a project. Number 2, I definitely want to just take this boat from start to finish, and this video series is going to show that. And then as we get done and we get more functional and operational, we'll be taking this boat out and doing a lot of cool things with it and doing some fun videos with that as well. A lot of bass fishing, some back bays and rivers and stuff like that. Just I'm really excited to get to that point, so we're going to be moving right along. So getting done with the outside hull is crucial so we can hop inside and start to show you exactly what we're going to be doing inside with prepping this boat. As you can see, it has the Boston Whaler baby blue interior, and we're going to keep it that way. But we're going to get to that in some other videos down the road. So I'm going to show you how I've been rolling tipping and getting this boat looking the way it looks so far. Okay, so appreciate you tuning in, and stand by. So here we have our wet edge by Total Boat. Okay, so for our third coat, it was about a couple of weeks ago when I last used it. So it had been sitting inside. I keep it in the house at room temperature. I just think that's, you know, for paint like this and for the kind of finish you want it to leave. I figured storing it outside when it turns 40 at night is not optimal. So I've had it inside, and it's in pretty good shape. I do feel some solids on the bottom here. I am mixing it up good with my stick. Keep plenty of mixing sticks on for this. But I'm pretty happy with how this is probably going to come out. I'm anticipating that this is going to look good. I'm happy with the first 2 coats, how they came out. And again, I'm learning as I go. This is an adventure I took on, and I brought you guys along with me. So I hope this is giving somebody, you know, enough confidence to go out and try this themselves. I've never painted a boat before, so I'm really happy with how it's coming out, given the fact that I have 0 experience prior to this project. So prepping this paint, a lot of mixing, get it loose, get it ready. I'll be pouring it into one of my mixing cups. Probably been doing about, I want to say about 2 cups has been getting me around the boat so far. So we'll mix up this paint really good. We're going to get 2 cups into this measuring cup, and then we'll pour it in my tray, and we're going to go after it. So all right, so stick with me, and I'll see you inside the tent as we get ready to roll and tip. I'll show you how I've been doing that. Okay, here's a little show and tell of what I'm using for my roll and tipping. Okay, so 6-inch tray because it's just easier to handle. This is a small 17-foot boat, so I don't need to have a big tray. If you're painting a much larger boat, you might want to go with a bigger tray. cover more space with a larger roller for obvious reasons. But for this, perfect. 6-inch foam rollers that are accepting polyurethane paint, so it keeps the roller from breaking down. This brush is my cut-in brush for the small contours along the sides of the Whaler. There's little under sections of the hull that require to be painted. This brush has been getting it done. It's a details brush, so I can actually get the paint on without any runs, leave it nice and smooth, and it's dried very well. This is my tipping brush. Okay, 3-inch Wooster brush. I know people use badger hair brushes. I'm not using that. Again, I'm happy with how it's coming out, and it's done a great job. Measuring cup filled with just enough in the bottom. That is the special brushing thinner, which you see here in this can here. The special brushing thinner 100. This is what I've used to tip the entire boat in all 4 coats. It does a great job. It keeps you from dragging the paint. If you've watched any other videos on guys that have rolled and tipped, if your brush is too dry, the paint on the brush dries, it will drag the paint, leaving clumps. Not the desired look. This is to help keep that from happening. So this is basically my prep phase. I'll put the paint obviously in my tray, start rolling, and I'll dip this in here, get as much of the thinner off as I can, and tip it, which you're about to see when I start to roll and tip on the hull. I'm going to be starting on the side in the back here, and you'll see exactly how I do it. So stay tuned. Okay, roll and tipping. You want to work small areas. One thing about a Whaler, as I've said, there's so many contours to it. Up under the rub rail there is, the bow, even when you get up to the front of the bow on the sides. Take your brush, just dip it in a smidge, get that tip of it wet. I scrape it on the side of this is what I've been doing. Scrape it on the side of this jar. Try to get as much of it out as you can. You just want the brush wet so it actually helps the paint. You just lightly tip it. You'll still see some lines, but they will flatten out very, very smooth. So there you go. And I'm going to continue to work up. I'll overlap a little bit and just keep on working it. Brush goes back in here, waiting for the next. To this, take this again. Okay, you can see how it's pulled some paint with it. It's thinner. It will pick up a little bit of it, but the purpose is without it, it's going to take it in clumps as it dries. It's kind of a warm day today, 70 degrees, so you're going to get it clumping a little bit. It's going to get setting up a little bit better than it would be on a cooler day. Okay, and then again, just lightly right into the last patch. Very light, just the weight of the bristles, which is a little difficult because you're doing it from the side. If you were doing something flat, obviously the weight of the bristles would be more easily managed. Now this is where I say it gets thin, and it's interesting to work with because it looks like it's running a little bit up here, and this is where I started. So obviously my brush was the wettest up here on the top, so I was getting some run lines up here. So I'll basically just kind of give it a little bit more attention, and then you'll see that all just go away. It'll turn into what the rest of it looks like, and it'll flatten out as it dries. That's what's been happening on the first 2 coats. And I'm going to continue all the way around the boat doing the same thing. So we'll check back in and we'll give you a look at what the finished coat's going to look like. And this will be coat number 3, and we really should start to see it brighten up white. I may pull it out of the tent and get it into the sunlight so you guys can see, you know, exactly what it looks like in the sunlight, not in the shop with the lights on, or in the tent with the lights on. Out in the sunlight, which, you know, when I put it in the water, that's where it's going to be living. So we want it to look good. But it's coming along. I'm very happy with it. Again, first timer. I mean, this is my first time ever doing it. Very, very happy. If I was paying somebody to do this, it'd be a lot more money than I'm spending now. So appreciate you sticking with me. I'm going to go around the rest of this boat and get it done. Okay, third coat is on. We are done. Got to see how I got to this point with the rolling and tipping. It is true what they say about paint like this. This type of paint is definitely thinner is better. Don't put it on heavy. I was making that mistake along the way, even on this third coat, just trying to cover it. You know, I wanted the areas that were thinner to be covered, but that's just not the way to do this. Putting it on thinner is better. I see a couple of run marks that I have to fix. In particular, I think if, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this one right here. I'll have to fix that. So the only one I see so far, kind of a little one down here on the edge, I'll sand and fix that. But other than that, it really does go on okay. You gotta really be methodical and take your time. You know, on this side of the bow, again, an aluminum post on this trailer went right through it. It was this. That went right through the bow. So that was a major fix. I was really wondering if I was gonna be able to pull that off, and I did. So really happy with it, because the bow does, I mean, if I have to pick a part of the boat that came out the best, it's the bow, and that was the part I was dreading the most. I mean, with these deep contours and the way this hull is designed, and having it on a trailer, it's not easy to do. So pulled it off, I think, coming along great. I showed it to you how I showed you guys how I roll and tipped. A learning process. Comments and helpful hints would be welcomed. So that's where we're at right now. Coat 3. Gonna see how it sets up. Definitely got those repair marks to take care of. Gonna see if it does need a 4th coat. I may try to pull that off, just really thinly put on a fourth coat. I think that really might tie it all together. But we'll see. I'm gonna let this set up for a few days. We got a warm spell here in November, so I'm lucky, so I took advantage of it. So I got this on. I'm very excited. So let this set up, let it dry, and yeah, we'll see where we're at. I'm liking it. Very excited. This is coming out better than I thought. So let me know if you like these videos. Let me know if you like the project so far. Give me a like, thumbs up, give me a subscribe if you want. All right, we're gonna keep them coming. We got a striper video coming out. We went out yesterday and slayed them. Had a great time. So we'll be putting that together and dropping that on the channel real soon. And we have some hunts coming up which we're going to be filming and putting on the channel as well. So stay tuned. It's we're just getting started, but we're having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, so I'll see you when we get to coat number 4. Thanks, guys.